we already see that note-taking techniques and what questions that you have to ask before you take your note and why you do take note and also what should be included in the note-taking. Now we learn about how to take note, and please don't forget to listen carefully. So here, how to take notes. We have categorized 12 tips how to take notes from develop your own abbreviation until use graphic organizing. So now we will go one by one and the example of it. To take notes, one of the tips and tricks is to use your own abbreviation, where I use this frequently in my notes during my school days, where you use your own short form, your own acronym, your own abbreviation that is only you understood it. And also you can use some symbols like arrows, arrows going up, arrows or icons, some small little drawings, little emoji, and all this is your own abbreviation. Now let us see a video which is related to this. Here's the video of it. Okay, we play this.
It was really dark. It was about 3 a.m. I'm quite sure about that because the club always closes at that time. We came out through the back door into an alley. We
See,
saw
as you
two
can see
guys coming
here,
towards us.
a
They
story
had
he
hooded
write
sweaters.
in using his
One of
own
them came
icons,
over
his
to me with
own
a cigarette in his
symbols, his
hand
own
and asked me for
abbreviation
a light.
for the notes. Now you can
The
see
other one
how the
went over to my
person
friend
review again his
Lola.
notes with the full story.
It
Let's
was
see.
really dark. It was about 3 a.m. I'm quite sure about that because the club always closes at that time.
See where they
We
have
went
the
out through the
always
back
with
door
a
into an
symbol
alley
over there.
and we saw two guys coming towards us and they had hooded sweaters on. One of them came over to me
Came
and he
over
had a
to me.
cigarette
So that
in
is
his
the
hand
abbreviation.
and he asked me for a light. The other one went over to my friend Lola.
You see? That's simple. So
So it was really dark. Every
now
time
we
we hear
have
someone
to
say the
pause on
words
it.
really or quite, we just basically.
The next tips is a skip lines, where skipping lines between each of the points will allow you to fill more information later, where you will get the notes and you skip the line with the notes, and once you back to home and you rewrite the notes, and sometimes some ideas will pop up so you can get into the information and slot into the lines that you will skipped. The next tips and tricks is date the material. Always date material to know what material each test covers. For example, during our primary times where we will use to write the date before we write anything into our notebooks. So just like that, before you taking your note, make sure you write the date on top of there so that it's easier for you to arrange. Like me, I used to collect all my notes, and by the end of the days, end of the week, Saturdays or Sundays, I will arrange the notes according to the date so that I will know the flow of it and the week what the teacher have covered and how many syllables part of the syllabus is covered and how much that is left out. So it's easier for me to arrange it and rewrite my notes. The fourth point is leave marginal room for notes when reviewing or from reading text. So this will help you to jot or will help you to add on points later. The next point is you rewrite the notes. By rewriting the notes, you would understand your text or your particular note in a better way. As I told you earlier that I would collect all my notes from Monday to Friday, and then on weekends I will rewrite the notes in a better way to make it clear by using some like colors, some colors and tic tac notes and all that to make it in a very interesting way to understand the notes. But but it's advisable if you rewrite the notes right after the lecture for the better retention. The next point is how to take note is paraphrase it. It's easier to study in your own ideas than your lectures. As I told you earlier, lectures would have their mind, their vision of it on the lecture, on the notes, and they already give you the notes. So once you take notes, you have to paraphrase according to based on your own understanding, your own abbreviation, as I told you earlier, the own way of doing your notes. So always your notes is better understanding for you compared to others' notes. Then next is stay ahead of reading assignments. This will help you understand lecture better and give you a better indication of what notes are important to take. And you have to be well prepared before you enter the class. For an example, as a sample, let's say this is your notes. So here you know that the teacher going to cover topic 3.3 for the day. So what you have to do is you just go through the notes and Google some information regarding that, and you can even get the statistics or the real fact based on that particular topic, and then it will help you during the lecture where while the lecturer is in front they teaching you, you can ask her questions if you have some doubt on that, and you can input with the knowledge that you have, and also this will make you to understand and write your notes better. Then the next one is use labels, categorize it, and also separate the chapter or the concept to organize your notes. For example, you also can use like the sticky flags on your notes, the sticky flags, or you can use the divider with the different colors. So you have a divider with different colors to indicate a different chapter, or even you can paraphrase it into different shapes and all that. Next, yeah, keep notes clear. I've seen most of my students while they are in the class, they have this habit of doodling in the class. So doodling is a distraction when you go back to study, and it's you have like, oh, what I've missed out. You might miss out every single things if you are keep on divert your attention to other part, because doodling you really jot it down here and there. So this is also an indication of daydreaming during the class. I mean, what do you mean? You are in another world. So make sure keep the notes clear. And last but not least, use separate notes for each class. As I told you, the let's say you have an English class and you have a geographical class and you have science class. It could be the same topic sometimes. It could be same topic about environment, but the notes from English and the notes from science will be different. The terms that they use will be different. So it's better for you to do your notes and separate your notes according to the subject. And the next final key, Hare Krishna. The next point is underline or key star the points, where if you have a full of text, you have an important points over there, just underline it, or you can use an star icon, or even you can use highlighter to highlight the text or the sentences, phrases that you think it's important. And the next one is record lecture if you are having trouble keeping up. This is like if you think that it's too difficult for you to keep up with the lecturer, whether she's too fast or you are too slow in copying down with her, or you're afraid that you miss out any important points, you just can record the lecture. But remember, you have to ask their permission, the lecturer's permission before you doing that. It's due to the copyrights of their lecture. You understand? Next, is know the better of tests you will be taking. You are going to be tested on the material. Yes, this is a very important thing. While you are taking your notes, you should know what kind of test you're going to sit for that particular subject, whether it's objective or subjective, or it's going to be a yes no question, and how the question going to be up. For example, if it isn't a subjective question, it means you have to gather a lot of information and research on particular topics to be there in your notes. If it is an objective, then you should have a which is no and which is yet quotation for that. And to elaborate on the particular topic, you need a lot of information together. So if it is a subjective, you need a lot of information together. And if it is a objective, or it could be just an assignment or project work or research, and all this is you will have different types of note taking. Next, diagram relationship between information. This can be easily used in subjects such as history. For example, you can have pictures while you are writing your notes. You can have pictures, or you can have like a comics, or even like icons or diagrams, statistics or graphics include in your note taking so that you can understand your note better. And the next one is, if your lecturers repeatedly speaks on a topic, and it's likely that you will have to know it in future, and you have to know this is the indication. If the lecturer keep on repeating the same phrases, the same sentences in the class again and again, it means it's indicate that it's going to be out on your exam. Might be. And also you have to listen carefully the verbal words that she use. For example, do you know what is this? Why this is important? When she asks question on particular topics, it means it could be out on the exam day.